What's going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Now, ladies and gentlemen, today is the day that the Modern Warfare 3 beta is finally coming to an end. I don't know exactly what time. I think it's either at 12 p.m. Eastern Time or 1 p.m. Eastern Time. But obviously, it's a Monday. People are going to be out doing their thing. Business is business. So I'm assuming not too many people are going to be playing it. So basically, yeah, the Modern Warfare 3 beta is completely over. I do have some other videos planned. I want to cover all the negatives, and I want to do another video covering all the positives. We're going to try to really dissect them. So, of course, if you guys want to be a part of those videos, by all means, tune into my stream. Today, we're going to be discussing all the negatives. So if you guys want to be a part of that, the stream goes live at around 12:30 to 1 p.m. Eastern Time. You guys can check that out over on Kick. The link to that is down in the description of this video. And like I said, by all means, we're going to kind of combine all of our ideas and really come down to a conclusion of what every single bad thing is and how we can obviously go ahead and resolve them. But for today's video, I wanted to really dive deep into probably one of the biggest factors of Modern Warfare 3, and that is the movement. I really wanted to go ahead and dissect it, give my pros and cons of the movement, and really see if it was worth, all the changes that they made compared from Modern Warfare 2 over to Modern Warfare 3. Now, recently, I have seen a decent amount of complaints regarding the movement when it comes to slide canceling and also B-hopping, and not in the way that you think slowing down, but no, people want it to be a little bit faster. Now, Sledgehammer Games has already touched upon the slide canceling, and they improved it a tad bit. I forget the exact number value of how much they improved it by, but it's definitely noticeable. Basically, allowing you to get back into a sprint, get back into action a lot quicker after you commence or, finish up a slide cancel. And B-hopping, they haven't even really messed with it yet, so nothing regarding that. But from what I played over the past maybe 4 days, I forget how long this beta has been, but I played every single day for a decent amount of hours. I got tons of gameplay for you guys, so don't expect much Modern Warfare 2 gameplay moving on in the future. But after putting in a decent amount of time, really testing out the movement, really diving deep into it, I gotta be honest, I don't really see anything wrong. I don't think it needs any more improvements. Might be a hot take, and I might get some hate for that, and I'm not saying they shouldn't improve it. If they obviously do want to buff up the movement a tad bit, they can go ahead and do so. But I really do believe that it's in a perfect spot right now. It's in a nice in-between state of something like Modern Warfare 2019 or Vanguard, and then it's in between that and Modern Warfare 2 right now. It's pretty nice. The momentum is fast, and you can have the ability to slide cancel, but it's not extraordinarily spammy, if that makes any sense. Yeah, it's still spammy. Like, now instead of my tack sprint cancels that I do in Modern Warfare 2, now I'm back to slide canceling again. So it is a tad bit spammy here and there, but it's nowhere close to being as spammy as something in Modern Warfare 2019 or Vanguard, and it still adds a nice skill gap to it. Now, I would say when it comes to B-hopping, I would be willing to find an in-between. As you can see right here, Chad of Duty over on Twitter put out a good post saying, really poured my heart into the feedback card on bunny hopping, what it is, what skill it requires, and how it could be rebalanced to fit into Modern Warfare 3. Am I on the right track? How can my suggestions be improved? And he went ahead and put together a whole detailed card. It was really good. But one of the fine points that I saw in that card was allowing people to continue the momentum of B-hopping. Basically, that's what B-hopping is, being able to continue that momentum if you're good with timing it. If you can time out when you're going to land after jumping, you can consistently chain hops together to make the momentum stay the same. In this game, it's not the case. Now, I will say jumping is way better than it is in Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 2019 Vanguard. When you're jumping and engaging, I could still keep my red dot or iron sight on the target a lot easier than the previous game. So I will say that it's really nice. But when it comes to B-hopping, I think honestly, I can find it in between. I don't mind where it's at right now because, again, Call of Duty has never been a B-hopping game. Again, people always try to compare it to the OG, saying that you could B-hop like a madman, maybe on PC and back in Call of Duty 4 and stuff like that. But if you look at all the OG gameplay, maybe you can get 1 to 2 B-hops, and it's not even momentum that stays the same. Usually you die off and you're you're stuck in the middle of the water basically when you do too many B-hops. So it's never been a thing in the past, so I don't really think it needs to be a thing current date. But if it's mandatory for the community to be happy, I think a nice fine in between, like Chad of Duty suggested, is allowing you to at least do 2 B-hops. Keep momentum for 1 to 2 B-hops, allowing you to, move a little bit, keep the momentum going, but don't go any further. It doesn't have to be nonstop. It doesn't have to be where you can B-hop from one end of the map to the other. It doesn't have to be like Black Ops 4 where we can spam B-hopping nonstop and you never have to stop. I think that allowing the momentum to stay after 2 hops is good enough. It's a nice in-between of people who want that, feature in the game, and it's a good middle ground for people who don't really care for it and, don't want abusive movement in the game as well. Now, let's go ahead and discuss one of the most important factors to me, because if you guys have heard my opinion about Modern Warfare 2, I'm not a person who cares about slide canceling. That wasn't a mandatory thing to make the game fun for me. It really wasn't. Is it a problem that's in this game? No. Like, I'll take it, but is it a problem that's removed? No. I could give two craps, because again, back in the day, it wasn't really like, I'm an OG God guy, I had a couple of B-hops, a drop shot, and that's what I dealt with. That's basically it. So it doesn't phase me either other way. But what really annoyed me in Modern Warfare 2 was the fact that ADSing was so ridiculously slow. No matter how you decked out your gun, it was just a horrible experience. The only way you can get good ADS is if you deck out your gun to have no good recoil attachments, all ADS attachments, and then your gun turns out to be garbage at range, meaning you have to literally go up close and personal all the time if you want to engage with fast ADS. It was horrendous, absolutely horrendous. So how is it in Modern Warfare 3? Fantastic. Every gun, SMG, AR, I've decked it out to be, pretty much recoil based. And they all work perfectly. Now, SMGs, yeah, I might, when the game comes out, rearrange those to make them a little bit more ADS-based since I'm always up close and personal with them. But it's just so refreshing to be able to use almost all the guns across the board and not have to worry about taking 2 sentries to actually aim down my sights. It ruins the experience of so many different COD games. And honestly, in my opinion, that's what slows down a game most of all. Forget about slide canceling, forget about B-hopping. All of that stuff does not have to be present in the game to make it fast-paced. What has to be present is good ADS speeds, being able to deck out your gun or do what you want to your weapon without killing it, unless you want to purposely do so and make it a long-range weapon and stuff like that. But overall, you don't want, a sight to destroy your ADS. You don't want everything to destroy it. And of course, the attachments still have cons for ADS speeds. If you want to put on a nice grip that's going to help with recoil control, yeah, you might have some cons that are for ADS, but does it actually affect the gun tremendously? No, it doesn't. It says it does, and it does. If you put on different attachments, you will ADS faster, but will it make it a slug overall? No, it's not going to destroy it, and that was such a crucial thing that needed to change from Modern Warfare 2 up to this game, and they actually did it. I'm very pleased with that overall change, and I think that will single-handedly make the game a tad bit faster. But then, talking about that, another thing that was really annoying, along with, not having fast enough ADS times in Modern Warfare 2, was the strafe speeds of the weapons. Now, the base strafe speed in this game is a lot better than obviously Modern Warfare 2. I will take it. I appreciate it. But I am a tad disappointed with the Stalker boots. I was really expecting them to give us the Stalker boots just like they were back in Modern Warfare 3 with the Stalker perk, really buffing up your ADS strafe movement. And I think they should still do that. You have a lot of other pretty OP things that you can, use in that perk category. I think that the Stalker perk needs a massive buff, or it's just going to be completely irrelevant. I put it on, and it doesn't feel like it made any change, I'll be honest. So I typically just take them off. I think I favor the boots that allow you to mantle faster. Those are my absolute favorite boots. They are so much fun. I even choose them over the Dead Silence boots. It's insane. I just love being able to mantle. It gets you into situations so much faster, and the way that you can pull off plays over enemies is just hilarious. But again, like I said, it's variety in the perks, and I love that about this game. Choose between Dead Silence, mantling faster, so on and so forth. But Stalker could be good. It could be a great perk in the game. They just have to buff it up a bit. And if they buff it, I think that the strafe movement is 10 trillion times better in this game compared to previous titles, which once again is 2 thumbs up for me. Also, I would like to spend just a little bit of time talking about the tack aiming in this game. Basically, the in-between aim that you have when you're sliding. It's all right. It kind of gets annoying. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think there is a way to remove it in the settings. I didn't look too deep, but there might be a way to remove it. But overall, it kind of does get obnoxious. Sometimes I accidentally hit V, since I think that's the key on mouse and keyboard, obviously, to permanently put it on. And then out of nowhere, in my engagements, I'm getting prepped to actually ADS, and by accident, I have my tack aim on, and it just messes. A lot of confusion happens because of this. It probably won't be too much of a mess as time goes on, but I don't know. I'm a little in between about this, but I am thankful that it adds to the movement. It makes it more fluid, I'll be honest. But I wouldn't be mad at the same time if you could just naturally ADS your gun when you're sliding, and you don't have to worry about this in-between phase, or you don't have to put on a perk to ADS. I wouldn't even be mad if everybody could just basically ADS their gun in between. But again, it's not really that big of a deal. This is it's such a minor thing that doesn't even have to be talked about, but I did want to mention it anyways because it is a part of the overall quote-unquote new movement in Modern Warfare 3. But at the end of the day, to summarize, I would say this is probably... I might get a lot of hate for this, and again, I don't really care, but this is probably the best movement COD that we've had that's boots on the ground. Because I feel like ever since after the jetpack era, World War II being a little bit of an exception, I feel like the developers have been really trying to bring the jetpack, style of gameplay into a boots on the ground format. Because again, OG COD has never been this fast, and it blows my mind how many people really do believe that, quadruple B-hopping 50,000 times within OG CODs, and somehow slide canceling could be an OG CODs, and all this insane movement. It was a lot of angle-based gameplay back in the day on this OG Call of Duty games. So what we have now is a lot different, and I think it is because of the jetpack games. Black Ops 3 Advanced Warfare and Infinite Warfare were extremely fast-paced, heavily dependent on movement, and if you didn't learn movement, it was going to be a pain in the ass to even learn how to play the game. And I think that just naturally changed the community because we got it 3 years back to back to back with no breaks, so people just naturally adjusted to the gameplay style because they knew the next game was going to be another jetpack, so they had to just naturally form to it. And then Black Ops 4 came out, which was extraordinarily fast-paced. It was basically jetpacks, but boots on the ground. Modern Warfare 2019 came out, and again, I have a lot of beefs with that game. And of course, there's a lot of things that allow you to camp, but we can't deny that the movement was really fast, including the slide canceling, resetting your tac sprint and stuff like that, and just the overall movement in general is pretty dang quick. Modern Warfare 2, even though people say it's a bit more slow, it's a lot faster than what we had back in the day. Vanguard was pretty much Modern Warfare 2019. Black Ops Cold War was, it had the slide canceling and stuff, but it was nonstop running, nonstop, fastness. They have been really trying to nail that in-between feel of what classic COD is and what new-gen COD is, and I think this is the perfect mold. The only thing really holding it back is, as always, the skill-based matchmaking has ruined the overall experience, but I'm not here to talk about skill-based matchmaking. I'm here to talk about specifically movement, and I would say this is probably the best movement COD game I've felt in a long time. It doesn't feel abusive or spammy, but at the same time, these techniques can be used to your advantage to add an additional skill gap. Slide canceling, being able to jump and shoot still with accuracy, and just not a lot of visual recoil. ADS naturally being pretty darn quick on all the weapons across the board. Like a lot of changes have happened to the overall pace of the game. And if anything, I gotta be real, this is probably the best pacing I've felt in a long time. I'm curious what Treyarch is going to do, if they're going to try to top this or keep it the same. I wonder what the future is going to look like for Call of Duty, but at the end of the day, Sledgehammer really did a good job when it comes to the fluidity, I guess, if that's a word, of this overall game. But ladies and gentlemen, don't forget, go down in the comment section, leave your opinions down below about how you feel about the movement in this game. Do you think I'm right? Do you think I'm wrong? Again, it's all opinion-based. It's no facts in this statement here. I'm just expressing how I feel about the movement, and I want you guys to express how you feel about the movement down below. But as always, if you enjoyed, make sure to leave a like. By all means, if you hated it, leave a dislike. Also, subscribe, hit that bell so you can be notified on all recent uploads on this channel. We post daily here, every single day at 8 in the morning Eastern time. So make sure you guys go ahead and sub, hit that bell so you can be notified on everything related to Call of Duty or even X-Defined. And last but not least, we will be live again today over on Kick. Like I said, today we're going to actually dissect pretty much all the negatives of what, happened in Modern Warfare 3. And I'm going to be obviously using the help of all of you guys. So if you guys want to tune into that stream and help out with that video idea, I have a link to my Kick channel down in the description of this video. It'll go live around 12:30 to 1 p.m. Eastern time. But as always, thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.